Yes, people, welcome back to BBK Sports. I don't want to lie, but I've shared plenty of screens with Gianni, but I'm not sure if I've formally had Gianni on the channel before. I don't know.
I've been on one time before.
No, one time. Okay.
All right.
So it's not the debut. I didn't want to lie, but yeah, it feels like the first time because this is actually something that I want to reoccur, and there are certain people that I do reoccurring shows with, and there are people that I hold their opinions in high regard, and Gianni is one of them. And you'll see later when he turned the damn comment section into a classroom when he educated us on all things Italian football and all them something there. You know what I mean? So you got Gianni every single time, and make sure. Listen, when I end this stream, Gianni better have at least 10 new subs. Anyone who subbed to me who's not subbed to Gianni, slap. And I got a slap button ready for the people to come on through. You know what I mean? But big up, man. We'll talk all things around the leagues. That's the matter of fact. I need to change the background. I still got my background from earlier. I know I got an around the leagues one here somewhere. Yeah.
There we go.
But yeah, man. Bro, we can start at home, right? Egg on our faces from the Champions League this week. I predicted 3-0 going into the game at Leverkusen. What did you have? What do you have us down for?
I had 2-0.
2-0.
I had 2-0.
Oh, shit. Well, we've you know how we've let City back into the title race? Like we could have had this thing wrapped up. We have given Leverkusen life.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't believe before, us in 90 minutes stand between them and a quarterfinal. And God knows they need quarterfinals because they're having a rough time in the Champions League. I think they're like 6th or 7th. They're not, but they have belief, man. You think they can do one on us on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're playing with house money. They weren't supposed to be here.
Yeah.
This game should have been, if we were a serious enough team, this tie would have been over with.
Facts.
Especially when you look at the surrounding games right now. We have a tough home fixture against Everton, and then we have the League Cup right after the second leg. But now we can't rest players against Leverkusen and save them for the League Cup. The tie should have been over with in the first game. It's absolutely nonsense. And like I said on Sammy's show and at different shows, the problem is this was a game that did not match up with the other games that teams have given us problems for. Mm-hmm. Like I said, the 3 games that we've lost, Villa and United in particular, they've crowded the midfield. They slam everybody in the midfield to overrun us and then counter through the middle. The problem is that they didn't need to do that. And we also got away with certain things happening. Like that guy, Alex Garcia, for them is a baller. He's a long-range specialist for shooting, and he was off the mark. He's put plenty of goals away from the positions that we were giving him available to shoot. But for the game coming up, we're the ones that have to take the initiative to go and win. All Leverkusen's got to do is sit back. We'll see about those Huskies and Georgetown, but appreciate it, Toronto. Appreciate that. But it's we have to take the initiative because we're the favorite to win. And like you said, Bayern didn't leave any stone unturned against Atalanta. They did what they were supposed to do for the seed to go up against one of the smaller ones. We didn't. We're making it too complicated for ourselves. But
yeah, I hear you, man. 100. And Dre, I see your comment about the Serie A. We'll get into all that. I started not skipping you, but I see it. Big you for tuning in. Well, you said something there about not being able to rest players for the return leg, right? Mm-hmm. So who starts against Everton? Madueke, Saka, or Havertz, or Gyökeres? I sense that there will be some rotation tomorrow.
You know what? I would actually start the team that played Leverkusen again against Everton, and then the game against Leverkusen in the Champions League. I would start Noni, I would start Dauman, and I would start Lewis Skelly.
Why?
I'm willing to take the risk in the Champions League because I already said that I don't think we're winning the Champions League. And I think a breath of fresh air against a Leverkusen team who I don't think is going to come out. I think they're going to sit tight and wait to counter, because on a different day, they may get a goal. They couldn't put 3 passes together in that second half against us after they scored. But that 19-year-old gave Saliba and Magalhaes all the smoke they were looking for.
Yeah.
So on a different day, they may be able to put some more passes together and go on and score. So I'd be willing to risk the experiment and a gung-ho mentality against Leverkusen than Everton, my personal opinion.
Yeah, I hear that shout. The thing is, we have to rotate or do something different against Leverkusen. We cannot give him the same look or the same starting 11 with the same tactics. Because Homeboy figured us out in 45 minutes and made an adjustment that gave us hell in Germany. So, if they have time to prepare, a week to prepare for us, and come and we do the same thing, line up the same way, I think the advantage them. And like you said, house money, there's something when players are playing with a level of freedom, man, that they'll do this type of stuff. Big up to the big bro, that's Suge.
Big up, Suge.
Who said big up Captain and Don Gianni. Hit the like and subscribe to absolute legend on the same screen. I'd say it's time to bring in our savior, Serge. Serge was cooking. Serge got 45 minutes. Matter of fact, he started, didn't he? He started, bagged, hooked at halftime. Musiala came on and then bagged. Light work. Ended the tie in the first leg. Arsenal Football Club, to always have a way of making simple shit difficult. There's a word for that. My vocabulary isn't that extensive but there is a medical condition or some kind of in the medical journal, there's something for people who always make simple shit difficult, and that's what Arsenal Football Club are.
Stupidity? Is that the word for
it? It's something, but I don't like it, because now we're meant to be on the easy side of the bracket, and now here we are next Tuesday sitting on the edge of our seats, like we could actually go out the Champions League tonight.
Yeah.
And
not only us, the entire Premier League could go out.
Yep. And then right after that, after international break, it's FA Cup.
Yep.
Because this could go left. It can stay on track, or it can take a turn for the better if we get some help. For example, if West Ham do a madness and take points off City and we beat Everton, that's a turn for the right. Or everybody get the results, you win, we win, it stays on track.
Yep.
But it can go left.
Yep.
And that's my worry. You know what I mean? Big up to Chike. Chike in the chat, man. Big up to the doctor.
Big up,
doctors in the house. Big up, man. 1 foot out the door Friday night. Drinks. Hey, man. Yeah, man. I got me a little Douce and some orange juice. Fresh squeezed orange juice. It's not bad. I couldn't tell you the last time I bought orange juice, bro. I buy my own oranges and I make them fresh. It's much better that way. When you squeeze, much better that way, man. It's love. But yeah, man. Everton, I see it as a banana skin, but I think I predicted a 1-1 because I can see Moyes getting one over. And it's obviously, I hope I'm wrong, but I coming off the back of that performance, I'm not filled with confidence that we're going to blow Everton away. Now, the good thing is when I don't expect much from Arsenal is when they typically turn up, unless it's a North London derby. They usually turn up in that. But every other game, when I don't expect much, it's 4-0 versus us versus Atletico. It's 3-1 versus Bayern. It's 3-1 versus Inter. Every other, it's like, oh, goddamn, man. I don't know what else. I'm hoping that these fuckers surprise us with a good performance. And it would be surprising, you know what I mean? Because the performances are so few and far in between. Yeah, it is. It's shit. It's shit. It's better in Europe, I'll tell you that. When I was in Germany, the actual orange juice, even the soda, orange Fanta in Germany tastes like Fanta or tastes like orange. Over here, it just tastes like carbonated water and high fructose corn syrup. That's what that shit tastes like. You know what I mean? Yeah, Doc, you know it. Fresh squeeze, man. Fresh squeeze. Industrial. But yeah, man. Dre had a question here for you about Serie A. The next big right winger, far from Carver type of vibes.
I mean, Yildiz is definitely one of them at Juve. Honestly, the games in Italy are more so looking like more of the number 10s, those dynamic number 10 slash wingers. They're not completely wingers. A kid that I like a lot, that's showing that I like Chique Conceição. I think young Conceição is a baller. You're not going to get 10, 15 goals from the guy, but as far as opening up the play, being maybe the guy who could lead, if there's a stat for it, the pass that leads to the assist. I like him a lot. His creativity is ridiculous. I like Del Ketelaere at Atalanta. He's not been healthy lately, so he's not really at that level. I also do like Samardzic at Atalanta. And there's one other, trying to remember. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. Somebody who I would be interested to see what happens with him this year is Christian Pulisic has found his hype that he had at Dortmund at Milan. Now, I don't know if it's because it's the Serie A, but Pulisic looked like a big time baller with what he's been doing at AC Milan lately. As far as young kids, I mean, it's few and far between. The young kid Giovanni, who Napoli just got, and Vergara, who's coming out of Napoli's youth academy, both look really, really promising as well. Giovanni, I think, is 17, fresh out of Brazil, and Vergara's 20, fresh out of the Primavera from Napoli. So there's some kids coming up, but is full straight out wingers? Not really. They're more so of these new dynamic number 10s, dynamic 10s that can play wing, play secondary striker, kind of like how Del Piero used to play in Tolti, where they were more secondary strikers than out and out number 10s, but could float out wide and dribble. That's more so what these guys look like now too.
Does Nico Paz fit in that category of 10s that drift wide that you were just speaking
he
of?
Can do anything. That kid's a stud. I love that kid.
Yeah, because I'm not sure. I haven't seen enough of him to say that he can make that jump yet from from Como to like the Premier League or one of the big Italian boys. Like, what you think he's ready for that step?
Well, he's going to Madrid. Madrid's already agreed to the buyback clause for like 20 million euros at the end of the year. So he's going back to Madrid. I think he's going to work out real well with Madrid, if I'm being quite honest with you. If it frees up my guy, I would love if he goes back. That means Madrid's going to put Arda Güler on the market, because I would love Arda Güler to go to Arsenal or Napoli for that matter. But we'll see. But Nico Paz is a baller, man. Nico Paz is an absolute baller.
You think he could go there and end up like Endrick?
No. Because
I think Endrick went there too soon. I think
yes.
He went, he bet on himself, went there, and it's not working out very well for him. That's why I worry. That's why I'd rather see him stay in that league where he's comfortable, play for one of the big dogs in that league, then make the move to Spain or one of the top Premier League clubs. Because that damn Endrick may have prematurely ended his career and don't even know it. Going to Madrid, because he has tech, he has talent, but Rodrigo has tech, has talent, and he has struggled to get game time there. And now he's done an ACL, no World Cup for him. He's on. Where's he? Is he in Turkey?
No, he's in France. He's in Lyon.
Lyon. Okay, yeah,
Lyon in France.
Yeah, that's the worry that I have for Nico. That because his name is making it around the spaces. He's being coached by one of the guys who was world class as a teenager. So the hype is there. Cesc would know how to manage this type of youngster, but he goes to Madrid, man. That Madrid, that crowd, that fan base, they're unforgiving. They don't care how young or old you are, and if you don't produce right away, you're booed off the pitch at halftime. So I don't know if he's ready for that type of shit.
I think Paz can do it because I see that kid being full of confidence, and a kid who is the full of confidence to be able to do what he's done with Como is a lot more bigger for me than Endrick in South America. It's not South America is the Brazilian league, Brazil in general, is not what it used to be with football. So I think that's also part of the thing with Endrick. the other thing with Endrick is that I think I agree with you that he might have hurt his career by going to Madrid that early and not like doing, I'm signing for Madrid, but I'm going to do 2 years on loan at a smaller club to learn his game better. I definitely hear that. The thing with Paz with me is Paz is showing up in big games, and Paz is making some of the best players in Italy look stupid. Like he's making Inter, AC Milan, Napoli, and Juve players look stupid. And he's 18 now, been there for 2 years, turning 20. So I think the fact that he's been able to learn his game in development is a bigger reason why for me I think I can see him doing well with Real Madrid. Now, I'm not saying he instantly goes into the starting rotation as the number 10, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it happens because one, he's going to need to get minutes because Rodrigo's hurt. We don't know how Rodrigo's going to return after that ACL. And if you look at somebody who could be a creator, they've tried it with Brahim Diaz. It doesn't work with him. Guler looks better coming off the right and being like a new version of James Rodriguez because they have a similar style of play where they start wide and just dribble in and become like an out wide creator. And I think Paz may be the guy that can unlock Vinny and Mbappe to play with each other because up until now they don't look good playing together, if I'm being honest. So I think with some more creativity in the middle that can unlock these guys, I think Paz may be able to grow into that.
You don't rate Bellingham there?
No, Bellingham's overrated.
Yeah, I don't think he's a 10. I think someone lied to Bellingham and told him he's a 10. I see even Thomas Tuchel, it's Tuchel. I seen Tuchel playing Bellingham as he's like, bro, he is not a 10. Like Carlo kind of let those guys just do whatever the hell. Because I've seen an interview with Gareth Bale, right? And he was there when Zidane, when they were doing back-to-back Champions League. And he said openly, like, bro, we don't do much in training. We prioritize the Champions League and knowing damn well we have enough quality to beat every other team. And we play Barcelona twice a year. And typically, if we get good results in those, we'll win La Liga, but we prioritize the Champions League. I don't know. Real Madrid, it's a hell of a move, man. And Bellingham, he went there, he started well, started scoring a bunch of goals, but those goals dried up and mixed with injuries, and now he's coming back down to earth a bit. But yeah, I think Nico could be a better 10 than him there. I could actually see that. But if it frees up Arda Güler to get up out of there, it's cool. But they have the other Argentine teenager there as well.
Yeah,
Franco something. What you think of him?
I like him. He's creative. He's dynamic. I like him. I think he's not a right wing back. I don't know what the hell Xabi Alonso was thinking, trying to go with a 3-4-3 with that team. I think with what you said with Bellingham, I think Bellingham will be out of Madrid in 2 years.
2 years?
I think Bellingham will be out within the next 2 years. I think Carlo, if you remember what happened, Benzema wasn't supposed to leave to go to Saudi Arabia the way that he did. They kind of threw that front line together on a whim because of the fact that they didn't have the replacement for Benzema, nor were they going to spend another $100 million on a striker. So because Bellingham looked good in Dortmund going forward as more of an 8, Carlo just threw it together and said, here you go. And I mean, the first 6 months, the first half of the year, Bellingham was untouchable. It was once the injury came, like you said, and the goals dried up, then he just he fell by the wayside. So I think Paz will be better in that position. Honestly, if they're trying to move on from Camavinga, I wouldn't be surprised if Bellingham gets thrown back into the number 8 position, and then they're just going to see what he's going to do. Yeah. Because if he doesn't work in the number 8 position, then he's going to go. Yeah. And because the number 10 role, it's not for him, man. His first touch is trash. And
I think he'd be better in that 8. I'm actually going to be honest. Crash the box, do the box-to-box thing. You're going to get goals. You're going to, but yeah, you being the prime, it's just not his game.
Now here's the problem with that.
Yeah.
He's the worst midfielder that they have out of if you go to a 2-man pivot. Because defensively, he's not better than Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni's better at anchoring the midfield, and he for damn sure ain't better than Valverde. Forget the hat trick against Man City. Valverde is the best midfielder that they have on that team, and for me, he's top 3 best midfielders in the world, for me.
Yeah.
That dude is unbelievable.
What is he? Is he like he's like a utility player, bro? Like he's a jackknife, isn't it? It's like a Swiss, whatever. Because yeah, it's you put him in the midfield. Yeah, he's better than Jude. Tchouameni, but then who are the other ones? Camavinga, Ceballos.
Yeah, exactly.
There's an 18-year-old kid that started.
The 18-year-old kid that just debuted, that played for against in the Champions League. That Pia starts with a P. Was his name?
Like, it's like I call him Pritchard.
Yeah,
I know that's not his name, but I just call him Pritchard. But yeah, they got some youngsters there, and the fact that they were able to have Jude out, have Mbappe out, Rodrigo did his ACL and put in that performance against Man City. Like that man know that it's our time. We know we're gonna steamroll this Man City in the second leg. But this Esposito fella, let's talk about him. And you've discussed this on Football Rig already. What you think of him? So I'll refer you to that, Doc. To see what
he's good, but he needs. I'm not ready to spend big money on him for Arsenal.
Yeah. The big bro said, if we did a current World 11 based on form, would any Arsenal players other than maybe Gabriel make it into the team? On form as is the whole season? Shit. Gabriel is a shout. The first 26 Premier League games, I would give Timber a shout. He has fallen off a little bit here, and part of that I put down to him being damn knackered and tired and just completely out of gas. But yeah, that's a World 11 for me. Who's your goalkeeper versus the World 11? I'm going Courtois.
Yeah, same. He's the best goalie in the world.
Right back.
Me personally, I would take Timber, but there's a shout for, if we're just limiting it to this season, Reece James and Hakimi have a shout to get in. But the way I would like to play football, I would choose Timber.
Well, he's saying on form, so
on form right now, it's probably Reece James because Hakimi's been Hakimi's been a little suspect this year, so it's probably Reece James.
Yeah. Center backs.
See, I would put Gabriel in there, but honestly, I'm taking Bastoni over Saliba because I think Saliba's been nursing an injury since the Liverpool game and hasn't looked the same, in my opinion.
You rate Kerbasi?
No. The young kid at Madrid.
No, it's at Barca.
Oh, that Kerbasi. I'm sorry. Potentially yes, but I think there's a few center backs better than him.
Yeah, he's very good on the ball. I don't know. We're talking about defenders. I don't know about his defensive ability and tackling, but he's really good on the ball, man.
Yeah,
on the ball, he's so calm. He's really good. So, Bastoni and Gabriel left back for World 11 on form
this season. DeMarco. He leads the City I. He's got like 14 assists as a left back.
Okay.
So
Nuno Mendes gets a shout.
Nuno Mendes definitely gets a shout.
Yeah, actually, I would go with him.
It'd be either or. It'd be either Nuno Mendes or DeMarco this year.
I'd go with him. Double pivot. World 11 on form in the double pivot.
Oh, well then it's Rice ain't getting in. It's Pedri and Valverde.
Yeah, Valverde has to be in it. And that's not recency bias, people.
No.
Valverde has been a machine for Real Madrid for the past 4 seasons.
Yeah,
his levels have not dropped. He has been an absolute gem for them. Yeah. That guy, man. That he's gonna. I wonder how far he can carry Uruguay in the World Cup, because he is their main guy. Number 10. World 11 on form. Who's the best number 10 right now? Who's the on form number 10? It ain't fucking. We're not even involved in this conversation, bro. That's crazy, you know. And we're the league leader. We're leading the league, and we can't imagine that. We're top of the Premier League, and we're struggling to get any of our players in a World 11. Because PSG don't really have an out and out 10, right? They play 3 guys. They play Fabian Ruiz, Vitina, and they rotate the other one. You know.
Yeah. It's more to. I mean, and the guy I would choose for 10 has been hurt for majority of the year. because for me, I would take Jamal Musiala over everybody for a number 10, but
Yeah,
he's
fuck
been
it. Let's
hurt.
just go with Nico for now. Right? He's got Como, the
Yeah,
upper end of the Serie A when they're newly promoted team in that. Yeah, so we'll go with Nico.
LFC Monster made a good point. Bruno is an honorable shout, even though I don't like Bruno Fernandes that much. He has been playing well for United this year.
Yeah, fair shout, fair shout. Valverde is a 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, bro. He's everything.
That's ridiculous.
Striker, I'm going with Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kane. I'm sorry, Erling, but Kane is a better footballer than you. You put Kane in that team, and Man City fuck around and do an invincible 2 years ago if they had Kane in that team. Left wing, Cavra.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Job. Job definitely ain't no Jude. How is he getting along at Dortmund? Is he been poor? No, I don't
he's been okay. He's been okay, but it's not. Dortmund's been more of a counter-attacking team, and it's been all about the front three. It's really been that who's the German kid up top that plays with them? He's been pretty good this year.
Who, Carl?
No, Carl's a shout for the number 10. No. The Brandt. Julian Brandt's been really good this year.
For shit. Dortmund. I haven't even followed him this year,
Yeah, Julian Brandt's been pretty good. And Bayer too. Bayer's been good too. Their front three's been carrying them. And the fact that bum Schlotterbeck's having an outstanding year to where now people are talking about they got to spend $60 million for him. He sucks. I would have wasted no money on that center back.
Yeah, I hear it, man. That was a good one, Suze. Yeah, on form because during the international break, there'll be a lot of streams where people go around and look at who's been overperforming, who's been underperforming, the signings of the season, the duds of the season, that type of stuff. I know last year I had volunteered Sterling for dud of the season, and that was a unanimous vote by the chat. I don't think this year we have any strong candidates for dud of the season, or do we? Dud of the season, because we haven't been great. We've been 6, 7 points clear at the top of the Premier League, and we haven't been great. And underperforming Arsenal, could have been walking this league by now.
League should be over.
Yeah, and the thing is, right? I'm saying like 1 or 2 Man City fuck ups, and it's over, regardless of how. If we just maintain our shit performances and Stinghouse 2 more wins, and City have 1 more fuck up, it could be over. I never thought I'd see that there were a City implosion could hand us the Premier League title, but it looks like it depends on how much air that Real Madrid loss took out of them. Now, if you're Pep, are you foregoing the Champions League, or you're gonna actually try to rotate and give it a go at the Etihad on Tuesday?
No, I'm foregoing.
I'm
foregoing. You're not coming back. They're not coming back. Yeah, that was the whole reason why I said when we were talking about it before. I said the problem is with them losing 3-0 is he'll probably throw the kids in just to get some experience and let everybody rest for the League Cup game. And then that's why I say that League Cup becomes an interesting situation now, because if they rest everybody and they blow the doors off of us and the League Cup, and if, say, the worst happens to where we lose to Bayern, that the mental of, oh shit, it's happening again, may kick in.
Imagine for a second, right? Even Pep rotates. Say he rotates, right? Say he takes Semenyo, put him back in on the wing, put Cherky back in the 10. Put I say Doku, but Doku is like the Belgian Iwobi. That boy, his feet, like he don't know what direction he's going. I think that's why he gets by most defenders, because he don't even know which way he's going.
Yeah,
like, he confuses the defenders, but he confuses himself. Let's just say Pep rotates, but still put out a strong lineup, because they do have some good players in that team. Mm-hmm. And on the 35th minute, they're 2-0 up. It's 3-2 in the tie. It could be different, but I think Mbappe will be back for that game. And the space that's going to have to be left in behind when they push, I just don't see City coming back out of it. I'm sorry, and that is bad news for us. But if Pep willingly wrote, I think that lineup will tell us something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If he willingly rotates,
could you
then we
imagine
know.
if Mbappe started?
Yeah.
Mbappe's 10 times more clinical than Vinny is. That scoreline might be 5-0.
Yeah, I hear it.
Without
RSV, RSV say Bellingham is just a rich man's McTominay. You know, I see someone in the chat like 2 streams ago call him Black Tominay. It's a Jude Black Tominay.
He's young, but McTominay carried Napoli to a Scudetto, so put some respect on his name.
Yeah, SC Kingdom.
Title.
SC Kingdom has love for Bellingham. He said he's the world's best
even
8.
Close.
I don't
Not
know,
even
man.
close.
I don't know. Yeah,
Not
I don't know.
close.
He's
you know who else, now that I was thinking about it, as a shout for the 10? He's been hurt recently to why he would falter off, but Tielemans has had a really good year at Villa, and ever since he got hurt, they've gone down the drain. So he would be another one to be in a shout in for the 10.
Yeah, which I never thought. Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, that was a good little tweak by Unai, because I saw him. I didn't see him as a 10. I saw him more of a classic CM. You know, not really a 10. But yeah, he has, especially with the injury to McGinn, he had stepped up during that 11 game run and did his thing. But yeah, Pep to focus on the Premier League and the EFL Cup final spells trouble for us. You know, Rice is underrated. I think Rice gets the right amount of praise and the right amount of criticism. I don't think like people know what Declan Rice is all about. His set pieces are damn near on point everywhere he wants to put them. He has an engine. We don't think Declan is the most techie baller in the world, you know. But yeah, I mean, I see what you did there, Monster. You want me to say Allison? Now it was on form. We're talking about on form. Allison is, I say, top 5.
Yeah, he's top 5, but Allison used to be the number 1 goalie in the world until he can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
The last few years has eroded him from that position because he can't stay healthy.
Courtois, give me Courtois. Give me Courtois. Give me Allison. I rate Oblak as well, even though he gave Tottenham a goal.
Donnarumma.
Donnarumma. Now, what was that about? Did he not know that he was in the box? It looks like he pulled his arm away from the damn ball when Valverde told. And if you know that.
After the game fixing. You know them Italians.
He moved his damn arm out the way, but he did save a pen. You know,
he did save a pen, but you know what the thing is? Donnarumma is always prone to bozo moments like that. You know how many them back-to-back years when PSG got knocked out when they gave up the lead to Real Madrid, and I forgot who it was before. It might have been United. It was bozo moves by Donnarumma.
Yeah,
you know it is what it is. But you're also asking for that with that crazy high line that he was trying to play against that front line of Madrid. Like, come on, you got nothing but speed demons coming at you. You got Vinny, Brahim Diaz, Guler as just a creator, and then Valverde. I mean, there's nobody on that back line for City that can catch them. It's not like they got prime Kyle Walker anymore, who's just there to run back and track back anymore. They got nobody over there. They got toasted.
Yeah. Like SC Kingdom, if you're gonna say Declan is England's 3rd best player, who's the top 2? Who are the other 2? I'm curious to think who you think are the other 2. England.
I think Kane's the only player that's better than him, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, Kane.
Who else is there?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Tick. Kane. Yeah.
If we're going off form,
hard press.
Cole Palmer's not there.
Yeah, he's off form. Morgan Rogers.
Rogers has been off form the last few games. This season in its entirety, he gives Rice a run for his money, but I'm still choosing Rice. The problem is Rice is out of position. If Rice was the number 6, he'd be the best player for England outside of Kane. Brother, you don't need Pedri to do defense when you got Valverde that can cover the whole world the way he does.
Is this true?
Yeah. He's got like 14. He's got like 3 goals, but like 14 or 15 assists. That's why I said for like on form, for me, he's the left back. But Nuno Mendes is up there as well.
Okay, fair shot. Arteta moving like Lasso and AFC Richmond. I've never seen that show.
I've seen clips, and it's funny. It's funny to see that.
Oh wow, I've never
Oh,
seen that.
wow, 6 goals and 14 assists. Yeah, I know he's got 14 assists. I didn't know the goals were up to 6. Yeah, he's been nuts this year. Absolutely nuts this year.
All right, well, go ahead, bro. You know what time it is. Go ahead and lean in, my friend.
Actually, you know what? On form, the other winger, I'd actually put Vara on the right and put Luis Diaz as the left, because Diaz has been tearing shit up for Bayern when he's been on the pitch.
I'm
He's
keeping Carver on the left and I'm putting Elise on the right. That's what I'll do.
that's
You know,
no, you're right.
yeah, I'm keeping
Yep.
Elise. The
Yep.
way that boy glides with the football, and that's the thing. You don't need to be fast when you shield the ball so well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you're gonna have to foul me to get this ball. You know, Brent being linked with. You know, Brent, we've been linked with some of these guys over the years, and you just like, you know, I know it's all bullshit, man. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Hurts? Nah.
No,
Nah.
he was saying that for the flop of the year, for the dud of the year is Verts.
Oh, okay. I thought he meant like for the 10. Okay, good.
No, hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, he is very slow. Back in the day, he shot the ball. It was an absolute bully. Yeah, he does have a good strike on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, Eze for dud of the season? Nah, I don't think so. I think Eze still has the quality. That's 100 Arteta tax, man. Nah, flat trap bully. I disagree, Kingdom. 100%. Give Eze. Any other manager gets the best out of Eze. I can't see it. Who told you? Who told you RSV? Do I have it on my forehead? Yeah, brother. Yeah, I'm Jamaican born in Brooklyn raised, my guy. But I'll big you up. And big up to Arteta 8 University. We like that you like the idea, my friend. There's some people that I like listening to, and you know, this guy right here, let me do it like this. Gianni's listen, Gianni's gonna cause a lot of people to stop doing YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah. The reason for the question is apparently we have the best squad, but struggles to justify maybe, the best squad. That is coming from the AFTV umbrella, bro. And that's what they talk about when they're trying to deflect away from our shit performances. Mm-hmm. Because I'm here to tell you, if we blow out, say we beat Leverkusen 3-0 at the Emirates, we're the best team in Europe again.
Mm-hmm.
It's like after we shit the bed at Wolves, fire everybody, sack everybody coming from AFTV lead judges and them, man. But we beat Tottenham in the Northland and everything was good again. You know, so they're like branches, you know, or leaves. You know, the wind blows, they go this way. There's no consistency there.
Nope.
You know, yeah.
It's all to fit a narrative. That's all it is. It's all to fit a narrative.
Yeah. A more experienced manager will show this team full strength and quality. 100%, man. Need a new detective on the cold case. You beating Lease on the weekend?
Lecce, we should be.
No,
but
I call it Lease.
You know what? It doesn't. At this point, Rob, it doesn't matter. Conte's a dead man walking. We're just waiting to see what the situation's going to be at Napoli.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's done.
What's his deal though? Does he feel like the board not backing him or?
No, the board backed him. He got everything he wanted in the transfer market, and we spent over 200 million on him over the course of 2 seasons. And Napoli's barely worth over 600 million euros. When you spend 200 million over the course of 2 years, there needs to be results. And the fact that we've fallen off this hard and we missed out on the Premier League, not on the Champions League knockout money, he's got to go.
Damn, Conte. Hey, you go back to Juve.
Maybe, depending. Well, if Spalletti doesn't get Champions League football, then yeah, he'll probably go back to Juve. But we'll see what ends up happening. I don't know. Conte really hurt himself this season. Had he gotten Napoli to the knockout rounds and say won the Coppa Italia and finished third, it's not as bad. But no trophies, this crazy amount of money being spent, and now it sounds like we're on the hook for the 50 million for Højlund. You got to go, dude. The fact that you got Højlund to be purchased for 50 million again is ridiculous.
Yeah. Who is the favorite to win PFA Player of the Year? This is a good one, you know, even though this award is cursed, because I remember Foden won this in the 23-24 season, and he is nowhere near the award right now. This is another indictment of how poor we've been this season, because imagine you're leading the Premier League or the odds are in your favor to win the Premier League. You've led it for about 4 or 5 months, and I can't say with a whole bunch of chest that we have a PFA Player of the Year nominee. Like seriously, it would be a defender.
It's either going to be Gabriel. It's either going to be Gabriel Magalhaes or Rice.
Yeah, a defender or a DM.
Yeah,
For the player. Like, I don't know. Picking Courtois is fine with me. He's one of very few who can stand with Allison. It was more how quickly you went. No, but I've said that for time, LFC Monster. I said, here's my thing with goalkeepers. It's Allison, him, and Oblak. Whichever order you want to put him in, I'm fine. I won't argue with you, but I am taking Courtois. I think he is very intimidating as a goalkeeper. I think he has a presence. This is why when I talk about SG, I usually ask people, I hate that XG thing, because if you are 1-on-1 through on goal, XG doesn't take into account what minute of the game it was. Was it raining? Was the field slippery? Or who the hell was in goal? Because if you are running through on goal and the goalkeeper is Allison or Courtois, that affects the striker.
Give me one.
If it's Onana, yeah, you're good, man. If it's Onana, you can close your damn eyes and pick a corner. It's going in. But I just think Courtois is just top draw. You see that save that he made with his leg when that kid tried to. He was feeling himself so much that he tried to dribble across Nico O'Reilly, gets clean contact on it, and then he saves the damn goal with his leg. That goes in. It's a completely different tie. That's the type of shit that I just think Courtois is top draw, man. Yeah, it was Kane, but yeah, Pickford. I don't rate Pickford highly as a goalkeeper. He's serviceable, but he's. I don't know. He has bozo moments, and he has really short arms. If you want to see how poor the league is, Xhaka has been better than most eights in the league. Definitely better than what we have. And Xhaka is what? 34, 35?
Yep.
That's not crazy. You know what? That's when I knew soccer was done this season. When we went there, Stadium of Light, and there was a play. The ball went out to Saka in the dying moments of the game, and Xhaka chased him down and caught him. Xhaka wasn't fast when he was 25.
Yeah.
Man is chasing down Saka in his 30s. That was mad. Yeah, Anthony is a meme. He is loved in Spain, isn't it? That club loves him.
Hey, they're doing good. They're in fifth. They're in line. If the Premier League teams get knocked out, it'll go to Spain and Germany for the coefficient. Betis will get in through the fifth spot.
I hear it. And speaking of that coefficient, man, how many English teams are playing Champions League next week? Or how many English teams are playing quarterfinals in the Champions League out of the 6?
Honestly, one. If I had to choose, Arsenal will be the only one. I'm not. Listen, I hear the second one would be Liverpool, only because that Galatasaray didn't put them away in Turkey. But I really don't trust that back line. Konate, I don't know what the hell's happened to this guy. I don't know if he wanted to leave and no.
He was talking about Sammy. He's okay. Sammy's a good dude.
No, Liverpool is suspect because that front line of Galatasaray is dangerous. But I think one, maybe two. Newcastle's not going to the Bernabeu and beating Barcelona. I don't see that happening, not in a knockout round. And there is no way Chelsea and City are coming back. That ain't happening.
Yeah. This is a mad question, RSV. It said, in the case you watch cricket, do you think who's better, Brian Lara or Sachin Tendulkar? These two names are obviously Caribbean bias. I'm going to say Brian Lara, right? But Sachin Tendulkar was a monster, bro. That guy was – cricket was – back in the day, cricket was my shit. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Brian Lara because I've seen him break – I see that boy – I was watching it live when he broke the record for like 459 runs. Yeah, but Sachin gets a shot. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's a curveball like cricket. Yeah, cricket. Yeah, Sachin Tendulkar, man, he was Indian guy. Fucking man, mad one. As a proud Indian, they can. Hey, Suj, go ahead. Suj, I'm gonna need you to lean in for 1 second. You're big, bro, but you get a slap for that. And Brian Lara was a Trinidad. He's from Trinidad. He's not from Jamaica, but I still have to big him up. He did his thing. Bernardo, nah.
No,
He's
been suspect this whole year.
I think this is his last year at City.
Yeah,
I really think.
Agreed.
If it's going to be an Arsenal player, it's not going to be any of our attackers. It's going to be a defensive player. Any attacking player is going to be from another team. It won't be from us. We might win the league with only have 2 players in Team of the Year, Rice and Gabriel.
No, I would throw Timber in that.
Yeah, I definitely
would throw Timber in that.
Again, defensive players.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mad, man. Pickford has 8 clean sheets in a row. Is that true?
Oh, that'd be scary.
That can't be true. Hell no, that can't be true. Because they have pushed up the table.
They're fighting for. That's the other worry about Everton is they're fighting for a European spot.
Europa League spot, yeah, Conference League, innit? And if he does,
they lost to United 2 games ago, and they gave up 2 goals to Newcastle, and they lost to Bournemouth. They haven't had a clean sheet since the Villa game. That's like 6 games ago.
Oh, he meant for England. Okay, I got you.
Oh, for England. Okay.
Okay, I can tell Kingdom is a Pickford fan. And there's no runaway candidate this year, so I'm guessing the winner will come from a winning team. And it's another case of a poor league. The league has been poor this year. Oh, his dad just passed away. Did he? Oh yeah, I did read that story.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one.
But even before his dad passed away, he was bad at the beginning. Unless his dad passed away at the beginning of the season and it's carried on.
Yeah,
he was suspect.
Yeah, he's kind of clumsy. Yeah, I remember this when he destroyed Mahicon and Spurs finished 5th that year. But Bale was world-class player in a shit team. Again, we are beating Bayer Leverkusen and losing to Bodo Glimt. That's a sackable offense. That's an absolute
agreed, especially because it's still preseason for them.
Yeah. We all know Arteta isn't running this shit the way he's capable of. He is a timid little man. He is a timid little man. Well, AJ said you don't want to see the Heat in the playoffs. Just saying it. I do want to see them. I don't. There was one team in the NBA that I'm scared of, and it's the OKC Thunder. I think we have a chance against anyone else. You know what I mean? I'm just. Did you see the Adebayo 83?
Yeah.
What you think of that?
It was insane because it's Bam. It was.
I said it was rigged. Not rigged, but it was manufactured. When you're up by 40 and you're fouling to get extra possessions, I'm like, brother, let's end the game, bro. I would have left the arena. We're up by 40 and you're stopping the game, so this guy can stat pad. It's the most random shit ever. You know what I mean? When your career high is 41, and then your coach manufactured 20 extra points for you, and you shoot 43 free throws. Bro, Shaq got fouled on every play.
Yep.
Every single play. And he never shot 43 free throws. Ever.
No, never.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then he throws up.
Did you guys fire that bum Thibodeau yet? Or is he still the coach for the Knicks?
No, we fired him. We got Mike Brown now, who is not a great coach either, but
he's better than Thibodeau.
Yeah, because you had Tibbs that ran Derrick Rose into the ground. And he was doing the same shit in New York. He was playing 7 guys as a 15-man roster, and he was playing 7 guys. I remember in a playoff game in 2011, he played Jimmy Butler all 48 minutes against LeBron in the Chicago-Miami Heat series in 2011. Yeah. Played Jimmy. He did not rest, did not check him out the game.
Oh, that was 2012. That was when Rose was hurt. That was when Rose was hurt. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, this brother here, man. It was like
he sucks. He's an overrated coach. He's an overrated freaking coach. Yes, by default I'm a Bulls fan, but I don't go to games. I don't support the team like that because I will not support that owner.
Who is it? Who's the owner?
Reinsdorf still.
Okay.
He'll sell. He owns the White Sox and the Bulls.
Shit, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Suge. Yeah. Spoelstra just said, yeah, just jack up every shot. We'll foul. We'll get you extra 20 possessions. When context disappears, it's gonna be 83 on the board, but we'll know what it is. You won't see them in the playoffs because you are a play-in team and you going home in the play-in. As the very first chance at play-in, you lost to the
get? Would they get the number 10 seed? Would they get the Hornets because they're the last of the teams that are non-play-ins? Who would they get?
So they're still. It hasn't been set yet. They're still playing. It will next month. So what it is you have 7, 8, 9, and 10. 7 and 8 will play. The winner automatically qualifies. 9 and 10 play. The loser is out. The winner of that game plays the loser of the 7-8 matchup for the last one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's how it's.
And the Heat are going out. That ain't the same Heat team. That ain't the same Miami Heat team.
Yeah, but it's not the playoffs here, AJ. It's regular season games, man. Guys are on back-to-backs. That's why the NBA season, I don't talk about it a whole lot during the regular season. But when it comes to the playoffs, there aren't any back-to-backs. And then you can see who the hell it is. Wizards are so ass. They look like, they are wide open. Just like Tottenham. That's a great example. Yep. 43 free throws. Even Greg Oden's could cook 83 points. I'll big up the 83, but let's not pretend like it wasn't manufactured. You know what I'm saying? If you do see him, it only means one thing, but there is no way. For you to see Miami, you'd have to get to the finals. Yeah, I don't think you can you'll ever get there.
And Golden State's not getting there either.
Yeah, they're not. I think it's done for them, man. They're gonna have to blow that thing up. Soon and pretty soon. Yeah, they'll do anything to boost AJ Wilson's reputation. Yeah, he's clapping them cheeks, ain't he? Yeah. Sude, you should be ashamed of. So, Sude, what you're telling us is that you are a Spurs fan. Say it out loud. In case anyone in the chat doesn't know what SAS means, it's San Antonio Spurs. So, Sude is a Spur. He's a Spur and a Gooner at the same time. He's sorry to see the. Yeah.
What made you become a Spurs fan, Suge?
Probably Patty Mills. I can guess that. I'm seeing the Australian connection to Patty Mills.
Oh, yeah.
Let me know if I'm wrong, Suge, but that's the only connection I can think of with Australia and San Antonio, unless you like big women. Because them chicks are huge down there in San Antonio, man. They are massive. Big Shirley's everywhere.
Does.
Yeah, he's a Spurs fan. Yep. Yeah. So we're gonna tag you with that.
I can't say that. Big up, Suge, man.
The Lions need to sack Dan Campbell if they want to progress. Who do you hate more in the NFC North? Packers?
I'm a Bears fan, man. We hate the Packers. As much as I hate the ownership and everything that's going on with the Bears right now, I'm still a Bears fan. So no, Packers by far.
Yeah. I don't know if they need to sack Dan Campbell. Like that, Dan is the reason he's gotten this bunch of players to this level, and maybe you just need, a couple more pieces here and there, but I don't think he is the main problem.
No.
You know what I mean?
Not only that, this is the first time the Lions have been good in my whole fucking lifetime.
Yeah.
We used to joke. We'd be one of the things that we'd say on Thanksgiving is we're thankful the Lions play because you could fall asleep halfway through the game and they're going to lose.
Bags over their heads of that. And now for people in the chat who don't know who the Detroit Lions are, they went through an entire season winless.
Aren't they the only team? Isn't it the only team in NFL?
They're the only team to go 0-16. During the 16-game season, they went 0-16 with I'm trying to remember. I think Dan Marinelli.
Rod Marinelli.
Rod Marinelli was their coach and lost all 16 games while they had one of the best receivers this game has ever seen.
Yeah.
In Calvin Johnson. They called this guy Megatron. He was a freak of nature. had like a 7-foot wingspan, could run like a cheetah, could jump like a leopard, had hands with, and they could not win a game. So yeah, and this is the franchise that gave birth to Barry Sanders, and they have been trash. So I give Dan Campbell, like Giannis said, for the first time in our adult life, and we've been following the NFL for time, that they are good, where they're not the laughing stock. Because the quarterback who plays for Stan Kroenke's team in LA was drafted by Detroit.
Yep.
They were so ass that he had to leave. Admiral was my favorite player. Okay.
I hear that.
Yeah, but you can say whatever you want, Sue. You're still a Spur. This is the beauty of the Around the League show. We can bounce all over the place talking about all the other sports. You know what I mean?
Duncan being a flying Spur, huh, Suge?
Yeah. I'm watching this.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely watching this. Does he speak any English? Or we're gonna have to read subtitles?
No, he speaks some. It's broken English. He does speak some English.
Did you see that interview with Esteval?
No.
When they asked him, how they say they give you the brackets and they say Romario or this guy, that guy. So the first one was Ronaldinho or Neymar.
Don't tell me he chose Neymar. Oh no.
That's so bitch. I wanted to slap him through the phone. And then on the other side of the bracket, he R9, this guy, that guy, and then it came down to I don't remember who the last two were, but he chose Pele as the last two, as every Brazilian does, right? But the people in the comment section was like, you have to understand that he grew up watching Neymar play, and that's his idol. I'll tell you what, he never watched fucking Pele play, but he picked Pele as the guy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm like,
make a case that Neymar is not top 15 greatest Brazilians of all time.
I agree, bro.
What are we doing here, bro?
Yeah, I've always said there's a table in Brazil where the big dog sits, and there's another table where there's good players and talented players and whatever. Neymar sits at that table. He don't sit at the table with Ronnie and R9 and Rivaldo and Romario. He does not. I'm sorry.
No. Take it back. He doesn't even sit with Jairzinho and freaking Pele. He doesn't sit with, you said Romario. He doesn't, Zico, Leonardo. He's not better than none of these guys.
Now, what table does he sit with? Like at his table, who's there? Adriano? Robinho? Does he sit at that table?
Robinho is there. Adriano, no, because Adriano, oh, man. Adriano's a tricky one because he's Adriano, if he pans out, is possibly the greatest striker of all time because he had everything. Neymar, even if it panned out, he still wouldn't be the greatest winger of all time, in my opinion. You run it. I'm just trying to run through. Roberto Carlos is better than him. Cafu's better than him. If we start going positional play with everybody that's come out of Brazil, both Dida and Tafarel's better at their positions than what Neymar is. So it's like he's more so down that list, and to like what Latvia and Gunnar saying, Socrates. I mean, what are we doing here? You can even, if you really go deep into it, you look at the 82 team that got screwed in that game against Italy. You look at the 1970 team and that whole era with that team. And then you look at 94 and 2002. I mean, you could really make a case that Neymar's not top 20 Brazilians, in my opinion.
Look at this guy, this Liverpool guy. I swear
Hey, you can say what you want. Coutinho was a bad man at freaking Liverpool.
Yeah. This guy right here, bro.
Rivaldo.
This guy right here, bro.
That man was a killer.
This guy right here. Yeah, he may not have, do the flicks over people's heads and shit like that, but this guy could not get the ball off him. You had to foul him to get it. You know what I mean? That front line of him, Ronnie, and R9 made people lose sleep.
Brother, not only that, Barcelona, him, Romario, Stoichkov, Hadji.
Losing sleep, my brother. You know what I'm saying? That guy was a monster. But yeah, big up for this Latvian Guna, because I'm definitely going to check that out. If it's a series, I'm going to binge that shit.
Yeah. You know what it is with Ronaldinho? Ronaldinho for me was like the same thing what AI was for basketball with me as a kid. AI was the guy that got obviously Kobe was a better player than AI overall, but AI was the guy that got you out of your seat because of the showmanship. Similar to like when you look at the difference of any point guard you want versus like Jason Williams. Jason Williams got you out of your seat.
Yeah. Talking about white chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he got you out of your seat, man. You know what I mean? Like there were so many great point guards that you would choose over him. But if you're going to watch for a showmanship of the sport, you're going to watch Jason Williams make somebody look ridiculous.
I hear it.
With AI. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Chris and Barry, legendary Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
You know, I hear that shout, definitely. Mine was Jay Rich when I saw Golden State. Now, this guy was one of the best in-game dunkers since Vince Carter. He had some ridiculous dunks. Even his dunks in the dunk contest was serious, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you know what the thing is, that the San Antonio Spurs, because of this guy, they're gonna grow a whole new fan base. They're gonna have all of France supporting San Antonio, just like all of the Virgin Islands became Spurs fans when Tim Duncan was there. Just like all of North Korea, I said North Korea, South Korea became fans of Tottenham when Human Son went there. And Tottenham think those Koreans were gonna still come to their stadium after that. Motherfucker, they followed him to LA.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
same thing when all of China were Houston Rocket fans because of Yao Ming.
Yeah, I'm surprised damn Kroenke with their infinite wisdom and greed don't go sign a Korean player, because those fucking Koreans are loyal to a default, you know. You know, so I hear it. There's a comment in here that I wanted to bring up about where the fuck is it? Neymar tried to squeeze himself into the 06 team ahead of Rivaldo and Romario, but nah, those guys are just different, bro. You know, those guys brought so many eyes to football. You know what I mean? Like the start of the Brazilian downturn happened on Neymar's watch. I think when they passed the torch to him and this generation, they completely fucked it. You know, like Rivaldo used to look at the Romarios and be like, that's the level. Okay. You know what I mean? I don't think Neymar looked at those guys where he should have and said, that's the level. Let me conduct myself a certain way. Because there is no way he would have did some of the shit that he did, knowing that those guys are watching. You know what I mean? And they're always in the stands. Like every Brazilian game, bro, Roberto Carlos, all these men are in the stands, so they know they're watching. I just don't think he could carry that load. His shoulders ain't big enough.
Nope.
Yeah. And this is it. We were talking about this earlier, Blackstar. I think he just went to Madrid too early. Yeah. Will he ever reach his prime?
Yeah, I think so. He's still young. He's still young.
Yeah. I hear it.
But that's the saving grace, is that he's that young.
You went there too early, man. He went there. Yeah. He should have went to Chelsea first. Just like Estava, so they can say that you're better than everyone.
Who is that Serbian striker? He went from Frankfurt. Frankfurt had that monster front line. When Frankfurt won,
Europa? Was it Europa?
It might have been Europa. They had that monster front line. They had the Croatian kid Rebic, who went to, that's it, right there. Luka Jovic. Same thing. Jovic had maybe 1-2 good years at best, and freaking ran to Real Madrid. Never worked out. Never worked out. That guy was missing wide open netters for fun.
Speaking of the NBA, honestly, what do you think of you want done tanking? What you think of the tanking?
Here's the beautiful thing about it being in America. You're not getting relegated, and you control your own team, so it is what it is.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I mean, well, it's a problem and not. I mean, the bigger problem is this. The talent that's coming out of college isn't the same talent that it was back in the day for basketball. It's, in all honesty, across the board, the only sport that the level has actually gone up is hockey. All the other sports are going down. All basketball isn't what it used to be. I don't think the NFL is anywhere near what it used to be. And the tanking thing, it is what it is. They keep gambling on these kids. I don't know. I mean,
you know what I do, AJ? You know what I do, AJ? Here's what I do. I would create I would still keep the lottery system, but I would revamp it a little bit. And here's what I would do. When the teams are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, I would start a point system. So the top 8 teams. So the 9th team, you're mathematically eliminated. You don't get the tank. I'll start a point system, and you get, for every game you win, it increases the chance of you getting the number 1 pick. Right? So you finish 9th, you start to make your case for the draft by playing better, not tanking to lose games so you look worse. So there's an incentive for you to win games if you do not make the playoffs. That's what I would do. I would do that for a year or two, get enough data to see if it's working and see if it's motivating the teams to actually play better. But as it is now, you're rewarding teams being bad by giving them more lottery balls to pick from, and I don't like that. That's what I would do. That's a start point for me. The only problem is the team that finishes 8th and get into the playoffs might get fucked. So then you would have teams that would tank to get 9th and then try to start winning. But I would do something like that. I get a bunch of smart people who are way smarter than me, but something has to be done.
You know what? Just affect their money.
Yeah.
Instead of a point system, have it go against the salary cap to where then it causes you to lose players. If you had it go against your salary cap, you could use that, because then, for example, like here when the Bulls tanked to get Derrick Rose, and I remember we almost didn't even pick Rose because of the stupidity of our ownership. But if you have it to where it physically hurts you in the salary cap department, then that means you may not be able to build a team with the youngsters that you have, because somebody could walk away for more money, which then means it has to keep you honest. So.
Yeah. One of the good things about OKC actually winning the NBA title last year, it proves that if you are a small market team, if you draft well, you have a chance.
Yeah.
Or you could even look at the Golden State model. Like I've said to Wahaha on previous streams. Even at their dominance, people used to say that they took, when Kevin Durant went there, they took a lot of shit for that. And I didn't give Golden State a whole lot of shit. I was like, they drafted well. They drafted Steph. They drafted Clay. They drafted Draymond, and they signed one superstar. That's a good way to build a team. And that's what they did. The superstar was Kevin Durant. And then, they got 2 NBA titles out of it. So I'm here for it. Kaká is also overrated, just like he failed to live up to his expectations at Real Madrid. Maybe at Madrid, but at Milan, he wasn't. At Milan,
he was arguably the best player in the world when he was at Milan.
At Milan, he was that guy.
At Madrid, let's be honest, they took a guy who was a number 10 and tried making him an 8. He was never a regular midfielder. He was always a number 10. So I don't think it was the fact that he's overrated. I think he got put in the wrong position.
Yeah. Yeah. I tried to forget that. But no Japanese became Arsenal fans with Tommy Kafu. But the thing is, this is what I learned, because I lived in Japan for a while. Like, they're not that type of people. The Koreans are different. Yeah, the Koreans, the Japanese are. They're not. They will follow you in droves in sports like that. But the Koreans, like, if we get us a human son, bro, I'm telling you, they'll be lined up at the Emirates paying you 2, 3 times your season ticket just for that game. That's just how they roll. Big up to Kwaja. Big you up, man. Hope you're good, my G. Since NBA love BS tournament, well, it's not a BS tournament. Why is it? Because the New York Knicks won it? Stop it. We won that. So is the FA Cup a BS tournament? It was made up at some point, and it has to start somewhere. Don't try to shit on the NBA Cup. What are you doing? Another question, please. Do you believe there is any truth if all your best players played football, you could actually win the World Cup?
100%. 100%. USA produces the best athletes. Are you kidding me? The problem with the United States is it's a pay-to-play system. And majority of the talent that you would look for to be playing in the sport doesn't have the money to keep up with it. Here's the difference between the United States and the rest of the world. It costs you, if you want to get on a good team for good exposure to get looked at by the best colleges or MLS teams, you're talking about having your parents run up a tab about anywhere from $7,500 to maybe upwards of $15,000 a year to get on club teams and everything else for you to be able to play with good players as a youth academy player. In Europe, they don't do that. You go through the motions, and if you get picked up, you get picked up, and they try to flip the tab for you because they know that if they make the money off of you, everything pans out. USA doesn't do that. It's money first and money talks. That's why so much talent falls through the cracks over here for the sport. That's why our best player, Giuseppe Rossi, went to Italy because of that, for example.
Yeah. Like, for example, if Lamine Yamal lived in America, he would never play football.
Yeah, no.
Because he couldn't afford to play the $3,000 for some bullshit session from a guy who never played at any league. Like, he played college at Northwestern, 3rd division.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Well, I think if the USA Federation built a footballing university academy, right? Because in Leipzig, Germany, bro, that's just one of the things in Germany. When they do scouting, and if your kid is good enough, they sign your kid and they pay you, the parents. You know what I mean? And it's if you cast the net, essentially what the Americans do is they eliminate 90% of the talent pool by going to kids with 3-car garages, because those are the parents who can afford this shit. You know what I mean? The kids are kicking around in South America. Like Caicedo was, playing in the streets of Ecuador when he got discovered. That will never happen. You can send a scout to Brazil right now in the favelas, and they will look at the kid and be like, yeah, let's take a chance on this one. That doesn't happen unless you live in a 4,000 square foot home with 3-car garages. And those kids who live in those houses don't have any type of hunger or drive, bro. They are the most spoiled fuckers that you'll ever come across, because everything is given to them. Yeah.
Look at the situation with the national team with their fucking bum, Gio Reyna. His parents called up and caused that whole commotion with the national team coach because of because they're, my kid's not playing. Get the fuck out of here.
Was it Giovanni?
Giovanni Reyna. Yeah, they brought up some domestic
violence bullshit. Yeah,
from like 10 years ago or some shit, just because the kid wasn't playing. It's a whole mess.
Speaking of D Rose, does he even make the Hall of Fame?
If we're keeping with the standards of what the Hall of Fame requires, no.
Yeah, I think the ACL robbed him of his Hall of Fame accolades.
Yeah.
Definitely not first ballot. I think eventually down the line, after enough votes, he might get in. Being the youngest MVP ever will count for something. But in his prime, between 2010 and 2012, you could not stay in front of him.
08 to 2012.
Yeah, you could not stay in front of that boy.
Yeah,
he was lightning quick. The way he played, this might sound like an asshole saying this, yeah. But the way he played basketball, his ACLs were gonna go.
Yep.
The amount of torque,
Southside Chicago shit.
Yeah. The amount of torque that he would put on those knees when he turned, and he was so explosive, man. It's just, it was a joy to watch. I loved it. But it was,
trust me, we were all behind it. Yeah. We loved it here in the city. The problem was that our ownership is cheap and screwed us. I mean, did you ever listen to the story of what happened between us and LeBron? So the original plan, they weren't going to Miami. The big three was going to be D Rose, Wade, and LeBron. The problem was,
because Wade is from Chicago. Yeah.
Wade was already, so a friend of my mother's, who's a big time real estate broker, was actually working with one of Wade's people to find him a house in the southwest suburbs of Chicago. He was looking at like some $6 million conglomerate mansion in the burbs. Reinsdorf was asked if he would trade Joakim Noah because Noah and LeBron had beef from a couple of the times of the run-ins in the playoffs in the regular season. Reinsdorf then said, Wade was like, well, if you don't trade Noah, I'm not coming because me and LeBron want to team up. And he chose Noah because Noah was the second highest jersey sales for the Bulls, only behind Derrick Rose at the time. So he chose Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah over Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. We were supposed to have the big three. If you look at it, LeBron, I forgot who he talked about it with. LeBron had already set up that he was switching to the number 6 for the Chicago jersey, and he was looking in Chicago too. But they said, no, we're going the cheap route. We didn't want to pay LeBron the big money, didn't want to pay Wade the big money, and we chose Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah. over LeBron James and D Wade. That's how stupid that is.
That is crazy, crazy. Big up to Dow Goonie. Love my guy. Appreciate the membership gifted. Love, man. You get your round of applause for that. Manners and respect every time, man. That's cool, man. Appreciate you. Latvia said, "Cure. Who's the most underrated NBA player in the last decade or so?" Last decade. What year were we in? 2026. Oh yeah. So let's go back to 2016. Most underrated players. So 2016, who won the NBA title? The Cavs with the LeBron Chase. Then the Warriors went and did their thing. 28. The most underrated in the past 10 years.
That's a good freaking question.
Past 10 years. I'm thinking of team. I'll say fuck me, Latvian Gunnar. That was a
yeah, that's a shout, that one.
BX Gunnar said Dylan Brooks. Oh shit. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, so let's go through it. So 26. I don't think anyone on the 2016, the 2016 Cavs team, LeBron, Kyrie.
What year did the Raptors win?
2019.
You know what? I'm gonna go for Marc Gasol.
He was there. Yeah, he was on that team, wasn't he?
It was him and Siakam as the big man pairing, and then Kawhi was on that team. Yeah,
the X Factor, and it was Fred VanVleet.
I'm gonna go with Marc Gasol because he was a problem at Memphis even before he got there.
I'm gonna go with oh no, fuck no, he's not. I was about to say Chris Middleton that helped Giannis win the 2021.
That's actually not that bad of a shot.
But then I think about the Denver team that won it, and I want to say Jamal Murray because the Joker.
You think Murray's underrated?
Yeah,
I think he's one of the best point guards.
I do too. But when you talk about the Nuggets, it's just Jokic, and rightfully so. Jokic does, but I remember Jamal Murray when they played in the bubble was putting up 50.
He was the whole reason why they came back and smoked the Clippers was Murray was unstoppable.
So yeah, that's a very good question, man. But yeah, I like the Gasol shout. Yeah, the Gasol shout is a good one. Steph you can't put Steph and underrated in the same setting, bro. Steph sits at the GOAT table.
Yeah, Steph's top 5 greatest point guards of all time. What are we doing?
So, I don't Steven Jackson stacks,
You know what? If you went a second decade past that, you have a case for that because Steven Jackson was a baller at Indiana and did well at the Bobcats too and Golden State.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's been some underrated players, man. But yeah,
I'd also go with my guy. I'd go with Jamal Crawford because that was one of my favorite players to watch.
Jay Crossover.
Yeah, man.
I like Jay Crossover.
Jay Crossover, and you know who else? The Mississippi Bullet, Monte Ellis. He was one of my favorite players to watch in that time frame too.
Monte Ellis, yeah, that's the guy that they traded for Andrew Bogut, didn't they? To Golden State, and then the rest is history.
Remember, they all protested that trade.
Yeah,
they booed Joe
Lacob.
Yeah, they booed the ownership when they
blew the shit out of Joe Lacob on the floor when they traded Monte Ellis for Jared. They had Jared, Jack, and Bogut, and hey, you let it all work out.
Yep.
And this is what happens. Yeah, man. Yeah,
like a McDonald's, man.
I think D-Rose should make the Hall. Yeah, bro. The youngest MVP ever. He was different, man. If you're gonna do a podcast, if you're doing an NBA podcast and guys who injury really did him in, it's D-Rose, it's Brandon Roy, it's Greg Oden,
Grant Hill.
Which one? Yeah, Grant. Oh yeah, Grant Hill. Yeah,
Grant Hill, Brandon Roy, D-Rose, and Penny Hardaway for me are the 4 greatest wasted talents in NBA history. Yeah. Then another one who's a shout too for that is Kmart, because everybody forgets what Kenyon Martin was when he came in the league. He was a fucking animal.
Yeah,
couldn't shoot for shit, but defensively and grab. I mean, you want to, the original Lob City was that New Jersey team with J Kidd, him,
Richard Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson.
Was on that
Yeah,
team.
man, they were freaking nuts. That team.
Richard Jefferson was on that team.
Was Ron Mercer on that team?
Rod Mercer. That was what, 2002, 2003, 2004 time?
Yeah, Mercer wasn't a 3-point guy off the bench for them on that team.
He could have been. I'm trying to. The team was J Kidd, Kerry Kittles,
Richard Jefferson, Kmart, and I'm forgetting the center that they had because he was dog.
It was Aaron Williams. It was Aaron Williams.
Yeah.
Aaron Williams was the six, and then Shaq bullied him. He was strong enough, but Shaq was just too big for him.
Yeah.
Big up Simone, if you're still here. Love, hope you're good. You know, may the neighbors respect you, may trouble neglect you, may the angels protect you, and may heaven accept you. Love. See you soon when I come to New York. Arsenal have begun talks with Declan over a new long-term contract. Not surprised there.
But they're talking about matching Saka's contract with this.
And this is where it becomes a problem. You know what I mean? This is when it becomes a massive problem when you have 4 or 5 guys raking in 300K plus and there's no trophies.
We're starting to teeter. Arsenal's starting to teeter to operate how Juventus did before Juventus went into financial problems, which is the worrying side for me with this. No, he's underrated.
Yeah, this cheats was never what he did. Like, I think that was the perfect analogy, Brian. This is what I'm talking about, people. This is what Gianni does when he said this guy was the Ronaldinho of basketball. He brought that street shit to the court. Like Ronaldinho was doing N1 shit in the Champions League. You know what I mean? Putting prime Sergio Ramos on his ass like it's nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he was getting away with shit like no one else crossed up Mike. That boy had Mike in there. You know what I mean?
And the thing is, you had other guys that were like that, but they didn't do it consistently like what Iverson did. And they never carried the team the way Iverson did. Like anybody who's a basketball fan that's never looked into it, go look at what he did to carry that. That 76ers teams is one of the shittiest teams to make a finals appearance. They had no business. They had no business knocking out that Toronto Raptors team when you look at Vince Carter's team that they had at that time. It was him. Who was it? Was it PJ Snow?
Eric Snow. It was him, Eric Snow, who was a damn short ass number 2, was really short.
Yep.
Aaron McKee.
That's who I'm thinking of.
George Hill and Dikembe Mutombo.
And then you had Dikembe Mutombo and then that other bum, Theo Ratliff.
Yeah.
No freaking way should that team have made the finals. No way.
Yeah, he dragged them that year. That MVP was well deserved.
Yeah.
Well deserved. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Surely Jimmy Bucket's 2 finals from the play-in tournament. Like for what? Like for Hall of Fame status? Nah.
No, I think he was talking about the underrated player of the last decade. You know what? I would put Butler still behind Gasol because first of all, Gasol got robbed of that defensive player of the year when they gave it to Noah. Noah didn't deserve it. They did that because that was that whole year when they tried making Noah an MVP candidate because the Bulls made the playoffs when Rose was hurt. But then they all forgot that Nene bitch slapped Noah in the first round when the Wizards dog walked us. So Butler's a shout. Butler's definitely a shout, but I'm giving Marcus all the love over Butler.
Yeah. They changed the crossover rule because they said once you get Mike with this, we're gonna say you carry. We're not like you can't palm the ball. Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a mad one. I don't know. PG-13.
Facts. That's facts. Paul George before the injury and after are 2 completely different players. They're 2 completely different players.
Yeah, I think it's a wrap for him. I think it's downhill from there.
I don't want to Kevin.
For me, the league a bit of rogue one. Tony Allen from the Grizzlies. You know, Tony was one of the best on the ball defenders.
West Side Chicago boy. Chicago boy.
Grindhouse, you know, like he fit the city of Memphis perfectly. I think he would have played well in Chicago too. But yeah, Tony Allen was out there for one reason and one reason only.
You know, that's another coach in the NBA who got disrespected like Mark Jackson was Lionel Hollins when he got he got booted out of Memphis. It was because he was same thing with Mark Jackson. They didn't like the fact that they were so religious outside of the court that they didn't want them back in the game like that.
Yeah. Wow, that Boozer paint job. You see, that forehead right here. That man painted
I
all
know.
the way up here because he's from here. I see him. I see him in Seattle all the time. That fucker, yeah. He whether he's on TV or not,
What a
he
bum.
does the thing. Yeah, big up to Prome. Yeah, we discussed this earlier on Football Rig about transfer rumors and all that. If I don't think we get all three of those, I don't even think we get all two of those. If in a dream world, Arsenal only one, if that,
Yeah.
But yeah, no new contracts before we win a trophy, people.
Agreed to that. Agreed to
I
that.
hear that, man. Cannot wait for the 300 curse to strike. And that's what you do, right? You play well at Arsenal for 2-3 seasons, and then bang, 300 bags, whether or not you deliver or not. I don't know, man. Yeah, the N1 era began with AI, man. See, AI, and this is the thing. I actually think J Crossover has better handles than AI.
Agreed.
Agreed. The handles on that guy is
also with Kyrie.
Yeah, he's the best one. I've never seen handles like that, and the way he finishes at the rim for a small guard,
ridiculous,
crazy. Yeah, but this is what Everson was working with, bro. Eric Snow, Aaron McKee, Dikembe Mutombo, and
he came later. Kyle Korver was on the team later when they would still make the playoffs. Like he got better help later on, but that first team was shit.
Yeah. I don't know, man, but Iverson did this thing on that one, man. He was MVP candidate in 2001, fully deserved. I think he was scoring like 30 a game at 6 foot, at 6 foot, played through injuries. There was none of this load management shit.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? And going
BX Gunner put a good question. Jay Crawford, refer Alston's got good handles, but Crawford's better than him.
Yeah, Jay Crossover, man.
Jay Crossover up there is Sham God. Sham God is the originator of all this. Yeah. Sham God and Pistol Pete.
Yeah, but yeah, so Nick Van Exel he used to make a lot of clutch shots as well.
Yeah,
but yeah, that Jamal Crossover, man, it's ridiculous. The handles that guy had, and he could dance. He could dance with anyone. Tony Allen until the Warriors came along. Tony was on the ball, man. Like he was never a guy who he would fight over every screen to stay with his man. Most guys, the screen, they feel the contact on the screen and just go under. Nah, he would fight to get over and stay with the ball handler because he doesn't want to guard the big guy. He wants to be on the ball.
Yeah, but also let's all remember that year. What was the year where Westbrook got injured in the first game? Second round was against the Warriors. Was that 20? The second round where they got, I think it was the first year that Harden went to the Rockets. They got the Grizzlies in the second round, and Tony Allen locked up Kevin Durant like it was nothing. That was when everybody brought up the stats that Durant had did the same thing like LeBron, was only averaging like 4 or 5 points across the fourth quarter in all those games against Memphis, and Tony Allen was the biggest reason. Don't disrespect Tony Allen. He's one of the best perimeter defenders of the last 15 years in basketball. No, he is not. No, he is not.
You know what I think RSV says this, yeah? I think after he retired and started to do punditry, he started to put himself in conversations with other players that he didn't belong. And
that I agree with. Yes.
And I hear him talk. I'm like, yeah, Paul, you were good, man, but you weren't that. Come on, bro. Like I hear him say that he was better than T-Mac. I heard him say this, and I'm like,
oh, that's
Paul, you're not. I'm sorry. Like if we put T-Mac in that team with KG and Ray Allen, it's levels. You know what I mean? But the assembled. Why did Alvarez leave City? I think he left City because he knows that he was too good to sit behind Haaland, but not good enough to get ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way I can explain it. And he backed himself. He went to Atletico and he's done well.
Yeah.
But I have him at Arsenal.
Hell yeah, I would.
I'm definitely have him at Arsenal. Who else is overrated? Ooh.
For basketball, there's a lot of overrated players.
Yes, there's quite a few of them. Yeah, I think like right now, let's see who's overrated right now. Who's the most overrated player in the league right now? Bam Adebayo. Nah, I'm just joking, AJ. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Overrated player in the league right now.
Honestly, this is going to be a wild take. Yeah, Wahaha said it. Ja Morant. He's one of them.
Ja?
Ja's a little overrated, in my opinion.
Like, how highly do we rate Ja? You have to be highly rated to be overrated, isn't it? I don't.
I guess, but it's just like, you know what it is? Ja Morant to me is one of those guys that I characterize as a regular season all-star. Great player in the regular season. When it comes to the postseason and crunch time, doesn't do it for me. Drew Holiday is underrated. He was a badass player. No, you guys are trying to. No. LeBron's not overrated. Leave LeBron alone, man.
Simone said LeBron. Hey, Simone, be careful now. Be careful before the. I think Ja had a very good rookie year, another good sophomore season, and then started to feel himself. Bad influence, bad advice from his damn daddy, who's trying to live vicariously through his son, like be his father.
Yep.
Not his fucking friend. You know what I mean? Giving him bad advice and all this shit. But yeah, I can't really, a name doesn't jump out at me as someone that's seriously overrated right now. But let me see. Yeah, I can't think of it. If I hear a name, I'll be like, yeah, maybe, but yeah, there's not a name that jumps out at me right now. But Donovan Mitchell, Spider gets busy, man.
You want a hot take?
Yeah.
Overrated player in NBA history is Chris Paul.
Most overrated?
100%.
Damn.
100%.
Damn.
Chris Paul is the most overrated. Chris Paul and James Harden are two of the most overrated players.
James Harden, I agree. I agree with James Harden. I remember when Chris Paul had got traded to OKC with a bunch of nobodies, and he led him damn near to a playoff spot. And I think Chris Paul did help Wemby develop somewhat when his play.
He did. He did.
Underachieved. I think he underachieved grossly.
See, the reason why I say Chris Paul is overrated is because if you look at his run, the year that they blew, it was either the first title or the second title with Kobe won on it when Kobe won with Powell, and I think it was the one without Ron Artest. They got a 2-game lead. The Hornets had a 2-game lead, and Tyson Chandler and David West were giving Pau Gasol and Bynum the business down low. And the problem with Chris Paul is Chris Paul in several different instances playing a team sport will help lead the team. But then for some reason, there's a switch that goes off in Chris Paul's head where he has to play hero ball and tries to do ISO and always screws his team, which is why I don't think Chris Paul is as big as he is. James Harden, the reason why I got a problem is James Harden was the biggest beneficiary of the pussy foul call 5 years straight. Because as soon as they took away all them free throws from him, he was never a 30-point scorer again.
This is a shout. I like this shout, AJ. I like this shout.
He is a bit overrated, but the dude can score.
Yeah,
he's a flat-out scorer.
Yeah, he gets buckets. He definitely gets buckets. Who else? He ain't clutch, but he gets busy, man. He can give you 40 on any. He'll give you 30 on a good night, 40 on a great night. Early CP3. Now I do remember that team. Like him to that pick and roll lob to Tyson Chandler was just like
it was nothing but money. It was nothing but money. But you went away from it to play hero ball. I don't think Draymond Green is that overrated, if I'm being honest with you. He's a role player. I think he talks a lot of shit.
I never rated Blake Griffin in the first place. RSV, I think he was just a highlight reel, just a dunker. Like he dunks.
Yeah.
And as soon as his athleticism went, his career went with it. Because when he could no longer jump over people, he never developed a jump shot or anything like that.
Even before that, remember they had to remember the back-to-back years. The Clippers were getting slapped by the Memphis Grizzlies. Zach Randolph was smoking him. They had to suspend Randolph for 2 games so the Clippers could even get out of the first round when the Clippers were the most hyped team. What was it, like 2012 to like 2015? Everybody was talking about the Clippers have a shot to win the title. Clippers have a shot to win the title. They never had a shot. Never had a shot. They had so many calls go their way against the Grizzlies.
Trae Young? Overrated?
No, I like Trae Young.
Trae Young.
I like Trae Young.
Chris Paul individual ability is better than Rondo, but Rondo is the better player.
Disagree.
Rondo
Rondo's got
was
better ability than fucking Chris Paul does.
yeah, Rondo was a very good
Look at when did Ray Allen go to the Celtics? Or not the Celtics. When did he leave the Celtics to go to the Heat?
2012.
2012. The first two games of that playoff, Rondo put up a triple-double and was smoking the Heat. Rondo just never wanted to be a scorer. When he had to get put in a position to score, Rondo was a problem. You want to talk about underrated player? Rajon Rondo is underrated. He's better than most point guards.
Can we stop saying James Harden is better than D Wade? I don't know who the fuck said that in the first place.
Anybody who says that don't watch ball.
Yeah, because I do think James Harden is overrated. I do think he's a good player, but I don't think he's a player that should have. Well, I think he's on like his third max contract like now. Bro. You forced your way out of Houston to Brooklyn, shit the bed in Brooklyn, went to Philly, did the same thing, went to LA, and then you bail to go to Cleveland now. And I'm sorry, Cleveland fans, it ain't happening.
And Philly.
It ain't gonna happen.
And his time in Philly was garbage.
Yeah.
Here, if we're being honest with you, James Harden's only shown up in 2 real playoff series. The playoff series where the Rockets came back from being down 3-1 to the Clippers when they lost to Golden State, when Golden State won their first title in 2015. And then when he showed up when Russell and Durant were having problems with the Spurs, when OKC went to the finals and lost to the Heat. Outside of them 2 series, never been consistent in the playoffs like that.
Yeah, and when he was with the Thunder, he was a sixth man. He played heavy minutes like Ginobili. I think he won Sixth Man of the Year.
Yeah, he did
those 2 seasons. But yeah, he was like the Ginobili for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he would lead the second unit and finish the game. Embiid overrated.
Yes.
I don't know. I like Embiid still. AD, yeah,
not overrated. I like
Street Clothes, Anthony Street Clothes Davis. Yeah. Oh my days, Embiid is a monster.
With him and Embiid is Embiid when it comes to crunch time doesn't do what he's good at. He tries to rely on a jump shot. His footwork is incredible. He just shies away from banging in the hole and doing what a center should be doing.
Yeah. Saw him so when I was in New York for Christmas holiday, that's what the game that I picked to go watch at Madison Square Garden, and he cooked us. He cooked us, man. But that's because our big guy, Cat doesn't really play like a big guy. He plays like a finesse type, and I just don't like how Cat plays. Dame, because of his playoff results and his long shooting, gets overhyped a lot.
Nah, I like.
But Dame has to carry that. He has to take those shots.
Yeah,
I remember this is the thing with Dame. Remember, one year Dame led his team to the play. I think that's the year that he made that big shot that sent home OKC, right, over Paul George. The next year, he lost all 4 of his starters.
Yep,
and still led that team to the playoff. He lost Robin Lopez. Yeah, he lost Robin Lopez. TJ. What's his name?
Batum went to the Hornets.
Yeah, Batum went to the Hornets, and he lost Thomas Robinson to Dallas. That's never happened. You do that to a point guard. You take all 4 of his starters. You expect most guys to struggle.
Mm-hmm. But LaMarcus Aldridge went to the Spurs, if I'm not mistaken, that year.
Yeah.
Because Aldridge,
LaMarcus Aldridge went to the Spurs. Yeah, he sure did. D'Angelo Russell.
The Spurs had that little run. It was LaMarcus Aldridge, and then they had my guy Rudy Gay was on that team.
Like Rudy, Rudy was such a good. He was fundamentally good. But Rudy was one of those guys. It just never happened for him. It just never got everything. But Rudy had a good mid-range jumper, could dribble. Rudy, I think his game kind of looked like T-Mac's game a little bit. I would like to know your reaction to John Stockton's opinion. Put it in the chat. I think John Stockton is one of my favorite point guards, bro. He's a pure point guard.
Yeah.
That he will go through. He will score after he looked for everybody. That he would prefer to finish a game with 0 points, 30 assists. That was his guy. That was his thing.
If we're talking greatest point guards of all time, it's hard for me to try to pick more than 5 point guards better than Stockton.
Yeah.
I don't think he's overrated.
Yeah, you're gonna have what? You're gonna have Magic. You're gonna have him. You probably
Magic,
have AI, Steph.
Steph, Isaiah Thomas, Magic, Steph, Isaiah. That he might be fourth, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, 15,000 something assists, man. It's
the ultimate point guard when it comes to that.
Yeah, he was the real D, man. Yeah, Dame he was Mr. Portland. He had to.
Yeah.
RSV, you lucky Dal ain't in the chat. This guy was never good.
Oh, DeAndre Jordan sucked.
But here's the thing, RSV. I keep this graphic here for when people tell me about stats.
Yeah.
If you're not looking at the screen right now, DeAndre Jordan shoots 67%, 20 points better than Steph Curry. That's because he is so bad that the coaches say, if you are not within 1 foot of the basket, do not go up.
Yep. Exactly.
Someone who doesn't watch basketball would look at this and be like, man, that Steph Curry guy is trash. Sign me up for some DeAndre Jordan. But if he's not dunking, that boy got paid off. Chris Paul throwing lobs up there.
Yep. Him and Blake Griffin.
Don't do this. Don't do this, Jacques Cousteau. Why would you do that?
Overrated faces of the league, MJ or Steph?
Steph has. I'll tell you what. For LeBron, there are so many people who say LeBron is the GOAT, right? And here's the thing: Steph Curry has the same amount of rings as LeBron, and he took them directly from him. In LeBron's prime, this guy was able to wear 4 rings. There was no one in the league was eating when Michael was eating, let alone eat 4 times. You know what I mean? So I definitely, Rudy was that dude, man.
Yeah.
Jaren Jackson, that's the guy. That's the one for Memphis, yeah.
Yeah,
that's the one for Memphis. I think he's a good player.
He's a decent player.
Yeah, I don't think he's overrated. But yeah, Steph definitely sits at the GOAT table, man. I tell you what, the league is not going to realize how much they miss Steph until he's no longer playing.
Same with LeBron. Same with LeBron.
I mean? Yeah, I think the thing is, I think people are ready to see LeBron go because of his antics. Because the thing is, you never see Steph Curry complaining. Like he'll go to the rim and get hammered or this and that, but
no, I ain't gonna let you say that.
Nah, brother. LeBron missed a layup, and it can't be I just missed the layup. It has to be somebody's fault and chases down the rim.
He was crying, bitching, and moaning when he would go up against Memphis. Go look at them 2 series against Memphis. He was crying and bitching and moaning with what Tony Allen and Mike Conley were doing to them, crying like a bitch.
I'm trying to remember what series that was.
The 2015 series when they knocked Memphis out in 5 games, but all the games were close. He was crying like a bitch because Conley was on his ass that whole game.
Conley's good though.
Conley's one of the best defensive point guards of the last generation.
That's it. That's my underrated player. There it is. I knew we talked a lot. I knew if we talked long enough, it would come. That's him, Mike Conley. That's probably the most underrated player in the past 10 years. I'll say it. Yep.
That's a good shout.
Yeah.
Because Mike Conley was a damn good freaking point guard.
Yeah.
But that series, if you go back, they got Memphis back-to-back years. That was when the white guy took over, Schrader, the coach, when he took over from Lionel Hollins. It was they were freaking Memphis was giving them problems. And then remember the series also, they got Memphis. Then the following year, it was when DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis were together on the Pelicans, and it was Rondo and Drew Holiday. Same thing. Rondo and Holiday were giving Klay Thompson and Steph everything they were looking for, and Steph was crying like crazy with that one. But
I'm going to be honest. I don't remember that. I don't remember Steph doing it excessively crying. But I have this picture in my head after every damn missed layup, LeBron chases the rim. Like, bro, you just missed the damn layup. You can miss one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what? I'm a Knicks fan, Toronto, and I don't rate Melo to that level. I think Melo is a fantastic scorer, but he's a guy that if he's your number one guy, you're probably not going to win.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he wasn't. I hear the Chicago shot, but I heard plenty of stories of he was part of the big 3 thing. It was supposed to be him, Wade, and Bron instead of Bosh.
Yes.
But
he wanted to live close. He wanted to be back in the East Coast, and Lala wanted to be in New York, which is why he took the Knicks contract. See, I'm actually a Melo fan. In my personal opinion, Carmelo Anthony was what everybody thought Durant was before Durant went to Golden State. Carmelo Anthony was the only guy in the league from when he came into the league was if you told Carmelo, I want 20 points from 3-point, and the next game I want you to score 20 points in the hole, he was the only guy in the league that could do it.
Yeah. The problem I had with Melo is whoever he was guarding or responsible for
was scoring just as much as he was. Yep. 100%. 100%.
I'd be like, God damn, Melo. I see Melo contesting a shot with his hands behind his back one time. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Because he was trying to make a point to the ref that he wasn't fouling. Bro, get your hand up. What kind of defense is this?
That was his biggest problem because offensively, there was nobody in the league at one point that could talk to him. That man was
he could score at will. He was a pure scorer, man. Pure scorer.
Who else was like that? You remember the headband from Atlanta, Joe Johnson? Same kind of
ISO Joe.
ISO Joe. That was one of my guys.
ISO Joe. I remember ISO Joe when he was in Phoenix. He was cooking in Phoenix.
Yep.
And then
with him, Nash, Amari
Stoudemire.
Yep.
Yeah, he was cooking. Most NFL players, most overrated NFL player of all time. I'm assuming that's what you mean. For me, it's Eli Manning. Go ahead, RSV, and lean in for me real quick. Because I'm not gonna let you disrespect a 2-time winning Super Bowl quarterback.
Don't
ever do that. You're talking to a Giants fan. Eli Manning is not.
You're a Giants fan.
Yeah, he is not overrated. If it wasn't for Eli, Tom Brady would have an invincible season and have 9 Super Bowl rings.
Yep.
Put some respect there. He's better than. I was about to say some dumb shit. I was about to say he's better than Peyton. But he's not. But he had. They both have 2 Super Bowls. But for the longest, he had 2 before Peyton went to Denver.
He had 3 before he went to Denver. Brady.
No. I'm saying. I was about to say Eli was better than his brother Peyton, but Peyton had 1 Super Bowl with the Colts, and then he picked up another one when he went to Denver. So they both have 2.
Yeah.
But
Eli's not overrated.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Bo Jackson was one of the most phenomenal athletes of our time, playing in 2 different professional sports. It's nothing short.
See, I don't know where the Vic slander comes from because I don't think Vic is put into the conversations as being one of the best quarterbacks. So I wouldn't say he's overrated.
Yeah.
The problem with Michael Vick was he had a dumbass coach in Atlanta.
Who was it? Bobby Petrino.
Petrino was 1 year, and then it was Mora Jr. Jim Mora Jr. was the other
Jim
one.
Mora, yeah. Playoffs.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Jim Mora Jr. was the coach when they got to the NFC Championship game when they lost to the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Most overrated quarterback. Andy Reid had Michael Vick balling.
Yeah. So who's the most overrated quarterback still?
Hot take, Brett Favre. Brett Favre.
I sense a little bit of NFC North hostility.
No, I'm gonna come at you from a gambler's perspective.
Yeah.
Brett Favre, you could gamble on Brett Favre every game of the week and win money because you know he's going to throw 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. In the playoffs, there's an old saying about certain quarterbacks, and Favre's one of them. Regular season, make your money. In the playoffs, leave them alone. Brett Favre, same thing like what you said about with Melo, right? Melo will shoot you out of the gym if he's your number 1 because he's a high volume shooter. Favre will throw you out of the gym.
Yeah. Yes, Simone. Love us. For me, the most overrated quarterback is Lamar Jackson.
Of all time?
No, not of all time. That's currently playing. Of all time.
Oh, currently playing? It's a toss-up between him and Josh Allen. They're the 2 most overrated fucking quarterbacks.
You don't rate Josh Allen, no?
No.
At least he got to a Super Bowl.
Same thing like Favre. He's awesome with loading up stats in the regular season. Never shows up when it counts.
Let me think of my most overrated quarterback of all time. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back 20 years. Right? Let's go back 25 years. So 2000. Who was quarterback in 99 for the Titans?
Steve McNair.
Yeah, Steve McNair versus, was it Kurt Warner in the Super Bowl for the Rams?
Yep. Greatest show on turf versus the Titans.
Yeah, I don't think any of those guys were overrated. So 2001, we're looking at Brady dominance. No overrated player. Damn. Overrated quarterback of all time. I'm Donovan McNabb. I'm gonna go with that motherfucker. I think he was overrated. Yeah. I
5
think
NFC championship games though.
yeah, with the weapons that were he had Brian Westbrook, T.O., and all these men and
There
couldn't
was
get
one
it done.
season though. There was only one season. It was that one year.
Now he had T.O. for 2 years.
No, T.O. left. Remember, they had the falling out. That was when T.O. was doing the press conference, doing the crunches on his driveway.
That was the second year. The second year.
He never played with them. He never played with them. He only played
T.O.
1 year.
played in the 05 Super Bowl.
Right. And then
with a broken ankle.
And then the following year, they've got into a beef halfway through the preseason, through the training camp, and then he went to Dallas. Because remember, he became a Cowboy after the Eagles because he hated the situation with McNabb.
Yeah, I think T.O. was right for calling out McNabb because T.O. was like, brother, I'm cooking these cornerbacks and you're not throwing me the ball.
Listen, Terrell Owens is top 3 greatest wide receivers of all time. He's got a right to call anybody out, in my opinion.
I'm trying to think. McNabb, and then we go on to say in the 2010s, Peyton, Drew Brees in that Super Bowl. I think both of those guys are Hall of Famers.
Drew Brees is one of the top 10 greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah, and then we are looking at I rate Carson Palmer back in the day. I think Carson Palmer throws a great deep ball. He had, Chad Johnson and TJ Houshmandzadeh looking like, top.
You know who's an overrated quarterback? Bledsoe. Everybody used to hype up Drew Bledsoe that he was a fucking dog. Bledsoe never showed up when it counted.
I never rated that motherfucker.
Him, and then who was that bum for Pittsburgh?
Roethlisberger.
No, Roethlisberger's a decent quarterback. He's just an asshole off the field.
The one before him.
Yeah, the black dude before him. Early 2000 Steelers. They always had a great defense. It was their Cordell Stewart.
Goddamn Cordell.
Bum. He was a fucking bum.
Cordell, Oh my dad. Listen, people. This is what the damn Around the League show. Tony motherfucking Romo. That gets my vote. I'm a diabolical Cowboy hater.
Me too.
Appreciate that.
I may be a Bears fan, but I may hate the Cowboys just as much as the Packers. I hate the Cowboys.
What about RG3? Overrated?
Is he overrated or waste of talent?
Wasted. Yeah. I put him in both baskets. Honestly.
I think when he was good, those 2 years, he was a good quarterback. I think the injuries killed him off real. Here, RSV, I would agree with that more. I think Vince Young was overrated more than RG3 was. But here's the flip side of that, though. Vince Young's first 3 years, he was nuts. He was continuing all the craziness that he did at Texas. So
yeah, you mean like running? He couldn't throw the football.
No, remember he was doing like the underhand lobs because he couldn't throw the football and he was still completing passes.
What about Tebow?
Tebow sucked. I wouldn't say he's overrated because he only had one good year.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Jock. I have to call it like I see it, but I think there's been some fantastic black quarterbacks.
Kirk Cousins, overrated.
They didn't go to Minnesota and do well for the Vikings.
They had that one run, but nothing special. They had one run out of the entire time he was there. No, you know who else too? Matt Ryan's overrated. Overrated.
Falcons.
How the hell you have Julio Jones and you can't be that good of a fucking quarterback?
Yeah, Julio Jones and Roddy White.
Yeah. And he still had
Warwick Dunn?
No, Dunn was gone. The tight end. Tony Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez was there too.
For people who don't know the NFL, before Gronkowski, Tony motherfucking Gonzalez was nothing to play with. Him and Antonio Gates from the Chargers were not to be messed with. We talk about Uncle Shay on Shannon Sharp and that, but them two, brothers was like some serious tight ends. They were like, Gronk was a receiver, bro. Gronk was a receiver that just lined up at tight end. He was just big and had great hands. And they had the killer on the other side.
Yeah.
That was
the real killer.
The real killer. Like NFL players came out and they were like, they would get in scuffles with Aaron Hernandez and he said, "I'll kill you." They were like, damn, now we know that he really.
That whole era from 2000 to 2010 had so many killer tight ends. Who was the white guy from Baltimore?
Todd Heap.
Todd Heap was a killer. Who was the guy from Tennessee? Was it Wycheck?
Yeah.
Frank Wycheck was a good
Yeah.
tight end. And then Algie Crumpler from Atlanta.
Oh, Algie. Algie was a unit. That was a mammoth of a man. A guy that big to run that fast. He was
Yep.
damn near impossible to tackle him. Now, since we're on NFL, talk to me about running backs, though. Back in like running back. Who's your favorite running back? Modern day time running back.
Oh, man. Modern day, what years are you
Yeah,
giving?
you can't tell me Walter Payton. Now, I can't give you
Walter
the.
Payton's my favorite. Walter Payton for me, I'm biased because I'm a Bears fan. He's the greatest running back of all
All
time.
right, let's go from 2000 till now.
2000 till now, man, it's either, honestly, there's three guys. It's either going to be LaDainian Tomlinson.
LT. That's my guy right there. Bro.
Actually four. LT, if he didn't quit to smoke pot, Ricky Williams was a badass running back.
He was a problem.
If he
in Miami and New Orleans, he was a problem. Yeah. He was the best player in the league from, I want to say,
the last year of New Orleans up until he quit to go smoke weed with Miami. He was by far the best running back in the league.
Yeah.
But besides them two, then Jamal Lewis.
2,000 yards.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, Priest Holmes. Always loved Priest Holmes.
The Kansas City Chiefs, the preacher man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, this was the golden age of football, Back when the Colts had Edgerrin James.
Yep.
They had Westbrook in Philly. We had Tiki Barber.
And Deuce Staley. Deuce Staley and Brian Westbrook were on Philly.
Yeah, but I LT was my guy though. He was my number one.
Oh yeah.
Marshall Faulk was my guy as well. That Rams team in 2000 was damn near unplayable.
Greatest show on turf.
Yeah. And I used to like Jerome Bettis. Like a short, a second and 3, you know what's happening. It's second and short.
You need the whole defense to stop him. You know who else was good? Who was he was both a running back and a fullback with Tampa Bay when they won the Super Bowl in the 2000. Mike Allstott. He was a truck.
Yeah. You know what? LaDainian Tomlinson was so good, right? But then when they had that damn Lorenzo Neal in front of him, knocking for him, it was damn near a first down waiting to happen. You know what I mean?
All San Diego needed was a front line, and it needed a better offensive line and a better defensive line. They would have had a shot at a title.
You think Phillip Rivers was overrated?
Do I think who?
Phillip Rivers was overrated.
Overrated? No, I think he's right where he's at.
Because I think the Chargers bet on him and got rid of Drew Brees with that when Drew Brees hurt his shoulder.
Oh yeah.
I think they should have, and I think they overrated Phillip Rivers. They should have kept Drew, let him rehab, and then that's what you would have got. You would have had LT, him, and Antonio Gates.
Yeah, but at the same time, the problem was with the Chargers was they were always taking away the receivers. Because remember, when Rivers showed out, he had Kevin Dyson. Dyson had left Tennessee. He went to San Diego. And then who was the white kid out of Iowa was a good receiver at that time? I think it was Tim Dwight. He had Tim Dwight, Kevin Dyson, and Gates all on the same team. And then they shipped out Tim Dwight and Kevin Dyson. It was just Antonio Gates. And it was always rookie receivers for him. And he was putting numbers up. So I think I think Rivers is decently rated. It's just San Diego was just, if they had a decent team, they would win, and you knew they were going out in the first round. Like when they had Lorenzo Neal, who was the little guy, the second running back, because he was a big-time receiver for them too.
Darren Sproles.
Yeah.
Darren Sproles. Yeah.
Darren Sproles. Yeah.
And that's you see how Darren Sproles was when he went to New Orleans and played with Drew Brees. That attack was damn near unplayable.
Yeah.
But Phillip Rivers had Risha Caldwell as his number one receiver. It wasn't going to happen. Like I trusted Antonio Gates' hand more than, and LT would leak out the back and try to be a receiver on the line and stuff. But
LT was a walking 1,300 rushing yards a year, dude. You couldn't stop with LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, he was, man. And then Marty Schottenheimer kind of built that offense around the running back. That's why the receivers was always mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So running back, it's the guy that the quarterback hands the ball off to. It's really a halfback, but running back. That's Martinelli.
No, Martinelli is this. This is Martinelli right here. He's the zigzag man.
Zigzag. Head down with the zigzag. Um, are some kickers in the NFL ex soccer players? Can they kick? You know what? It surprises me that more teams don't tap into this at the professional level, because the kickers can play until they're damn near 50. You know, so I'm surprised that they don't tap into more players instead of taking them to the MLS. Bro, you're gonna kick this ball. That's all you're gonna do. You're not gonna get hit. You're not gonna chase. You're just gonna kick.
Millions.
I think that could be something, man. Big up, Chronic. Hope you're good, my G. Sorry, catching up on Liverpool gossip. Thanks for the gifted membership. You got Dell to thank for that, man. So big up, everyone, man. It's the inaugural episode of the Around the Leagues, and thoroughly enjoyed this. I hope you all enjoyed as well. We appreciate your questions. Champions League, Premier League, Serie A, NFL, NBA. We literally touched on anything, everything. So if there's a league or anything else that you want us to discuss as we move forward, please let us know, because me and Gianni, we're men of the people. We're here for you. So big up, Gianni, man. Shout out your channel, man, and let the people know what you got coming up and all them something there.
Yeah, man. Gianni Talks Calcio TV. We are in the works of talking with Captain Guns for who you would pay to see 11. So we got that going on. I think I'm going to do a review show possibly Sunday. Tomorrow, there will be nothing going on, as there will be a war within the household. It is Puerto Rico versus Italy for the World Baseball Classic. So we got that. And then my one of my best friends is having a St. Patty's Day party. So, you can't dodge St. Patty's Day in Chicago. So so that's what we got going on. Possibly going to do a review show Sunday to follow up with the league. It may hold off till after the Champions League, but we'll see. But Taryn, great idea for the show, man. I'm digging this, going in and out of all the different
yeah, man. And there's not a person on YouTube that I trust to have the level of knowledge of all these leagues to go back and forth with me than you, my friend. So
appreciate
obviously the chat threw a bunch of curveballs at us, a bunch of names at us, and I think we did well. I think we did extremely well. So big up to Toronto Guna, man. Make sure everyone is subbed. And anyone who's subbed to me, please take your ass over to Gian. His name will be in the description. I will adjust it, so you ain't got to go far. Make sure you are subbing. This is the last one. Yesterday I was hurling Jalen. No, I don't think he's overrated, man.
No, he's not over. He's Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is what Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen want to be.
Yeah, and Baltimore Ravens fans, they don't like me much, because I tell them Lamar ain't that guy. But it's one of them ones. But big up, man.
Real quick, if you swapped Lamar Jackson with Herbert, do you think there's a big difference? Because I think there is.
Yeah, because Herbert can actually throw, or he's more accurate. Lamar he hears this thing and that he can't win with his, like, bro, do what you're good at. If you need to run to get out, but at some point during the game you will need to throw the football, and I think that's the shortfall. And at this stage, the way he throws and the way he scrambles remind me of Martinelli always relying on his instincts to look down. Is the way his feet move tells me that his brain is.
I also blame Harbaugh though with that too.
Yeah,
I also blame Harbaugh with that.
Well, he's my coach now, so go ahead and lean in, because you can't talk about my coach. So just go ahead and lean in.
You went to the Giants?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
He's my coach now.
Oh Lord. I
think his brother is the better coach, but he's a Super Bowl winning coach, and that I can appreciate. Right. So when Arteta goes, bring me a Premier League winning or Champions League winning manager, and we'll see how it goes. He's a Super Bowl winning coach, even though that was 2013? 2012 with Joe Flacco in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
With one of the greatest bottle jobs of all time by Peyton Manning, that Broncos 31-7 cough up they gave.
Yeah, man. That was a mad catch by Jacoby Jones, Matt Ryan, but generational. What was it? 28-3 in the fourth quarter.
28-3 at halftime. 28-3 at halftime. Absolutely ridiculous.
Criminal. That's criminal, man. But big up to everyone, man. Gianni got a big night, so we'll let Broski go. But we'll see you back. It might not be next Friday, but sometime next week we'll work out the schedule, and we'll just make sure you're subscribed and keep your notifications on for the Around the League show, people. Like I always say, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.